everyone, I hope you are fit and fine. Today we are going to continue chapter 2 and in this video we will discuss some examples of physical changes. Evaporation and factors affecting it were discussed in previous video, and in this video we are going to study about boiling, condensation, freezing, melting, sublimation and dissolving. Let us start with boiling. Boiling is a process by which a liquid changes into vapor when it is heated, and the temperature at which the liquid changes into its vapor state is called its boiling point. As no new substance is formed during boiling of a liquid, therefore it is a physical change. And as the vapor formed during boiling can be converted back into liquid state on cooling, hence it is a reversible change. Boiling is a fast process. And because a liquid absorbs heat to get converted into vapor, therefore it is endothermic change. Remember, endothermic changes are those in which heat is absorbed. Then boiling can be both desirable and undesirable. For example, the steam formed during boiling can cause burns on skin, so it is undesirable. But we can cook food by boiling. In this case, it is desirable. Then the next physical change that we are going to study is condensation. Condensation is a process by which matter changes from gaseous state to its liquid state on cooling. The temperature at which condensation takes place may be termed as condensation point. And as only state change occurs during condensation and no new substance is formed, therefore it is a physical change. Then condensation is also a reversible change. It is the reverse of evaporation or boiling. It can be slow or fast. During condensation, a gas gets cooled and gives out heat to form liquid. Therefore, it is an exothermic change. Remember that during exothermic changes, the heat is evolved or given out. It is a desirable change. For example, water vapor in atmosphere condenses to form clouds, and these clouds can bring rain. And if we talk about freezing, it is a process by which a liquid changes into a solid on cooling, and the temperature at which the liquid changes to its solid state is called its freezing point. It is a physical change because during this change no any new substance is formed. It is also a reversible change because the solid formed by freezing can again be converted back into its liquid state by heating it. It is a fast process, and to get freeze, a liquid needs to be cooled. And how can it get cool? By giving out heat. So it is an exothermic change. Freezing can be both desirable and undesirable. It can be desirable in cold storages and refrigerators because there we can store food and keep it fresh for a longer time. But in cold countries, when the roads get covered by snow during winter, the normal life of people suffers a lot. So there, freezing is undesirable. Then the next example of physical change is melting. It is also called fusion. Melting is defined as a process by which a solid changes into its liquid state on heating. It occurs at a specific temperature, and this specific temperature is called melting point. It is a physical process because the chemical composition of substance remains the same after melting and no new substance is formed during this change. It is a reversible change. It is the reverse of freezing. Melting occurs fastly when the solid reaches its melting point. As the solid has to absorb heat in order to melt, therefore it is an endothermic change. It can be both desirable and undesirable. For example, when wax melts in a candle, it is a desirable change because wax in candle melts to expose the thread in it, which burns to produce light and remove darkness. And the melting of ice cream is considered as an undesirable change. Then the next is sublimation. Sublimation is defined as the process by which a substance changes from the solid state to the vapor state without melting. All solids cannot undergo sublimation. Some examples of substances that can be sublimed are naphthalene, ammonium chloride, camphor, dry ice, etc. Dry ice is a solid carbon dioxide. During sublimation, only state change occurs and no new substance is formed. Thus, it is a physical change. It is reversible and the solid absorb heat to change into gaseous state. Therefore, it is endothermic change. It is also a desirable change. You must be familiar with one use of naphthalene, that naphthalene balls are kept in clothes to protect them from moths. As naphthalene gets sublimed, the vapors of naphthalene diffuses with air particles and its odor means its smell keeps the moths away from clothes. So sublimation is a useful means a desirable change. Sublimation can also be used to separate materials like ammonium chloride, camphor, and iodine from other substances which do not sublime. For example, to separate ammonium chloride from sand, the mixture of ammonium chloride and sand is taken in a china dish. Then it is covered with the funnel. The opening of the funnel is plugged with cotton. Then the china dish is heated gently on tripod stand. Ammonium chloride can sublime on heating, so it changes into vapors and get condensed on the cooler sides of the funnel. The sand cannot sublime, so it remains behind in the china dish. To obtain ammonium chloride, we can scrape the ammonium chloride from the inner walls of funnel with the help of spatula. Thus, a mixture of sand and ammonium chloride can be separated by sublimation. Then next we have is dissolving. It is also a physical change. The process of mixing a solid, liquid or gas uniformly with other substance to form a solution is called dissolving. This process does not take place when any solid or liquid mix. For example, when sand is added to water, it does not mix uniformly. And when oil is added to water, it also does not mix uniformly. So these are not the examples of dissolving. Dissolving takes place only when the right solid mixes with the right liquid. Like when salt is added to water, it mixes uniformly with water to form salt solution. And when sugar is added to water, it also mixes uniformly with water to form sugar solution. So these are the examples of dissolving. When the solid dissolves in a liquid, the solid part is called the solute and the liquid in which it dissolves is called the solvent. We can use the method of evaporation for recovering a solid dissolved in a liquid. When we heat the solution, the liquid evaporates, leaving the solid behind in the container. Depending on the nature of solute, heat may be given out or absorbed during dissolving. Sometimes it also happens that heat is neither given out nor absorbed during dissolving.